So today we're talking about selling seasonal items on Amazon. Tips to help you sell seasonal items on Amazon to make good money on selling seasonal items. Now, what do I mean by seasonal items? I mean items that usually are not in the stores year-round. You know, there's usually not Christmas items in the stores year-round. You know, summer-related items in the store year-round. There's usually not other holidays, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, Easter. So, but what happens if you come across an item? Maybe you find it on extreme clearance, and you find it maybe at a garage sale or at a thrift store, and it's a seasonal item, and you're like, should I sell this? Should I send it to Amazon FBA? Should I just hold on to it until the holiday? How soon should I send it in? And so here are my top tips for selling seasonal items on Amazon. Number one, if you come across a seasonal item, always check Camecamelcamel to see how much it sells for during the season that item is focused on. So always check Camecamelcamel for sales prices and how the ranker reacts too during those times. You might scan an item that's, you know, a Halloween item, and you're like, you know what? This item, it's not going for anything right now. And it's just, you know, I could buy it for $1 or so, but it's not selling for anything profitable, not worth my time. But if October comes and it's selling, you know, for 20 times or 10 times that amount that, you know, it's selling for on Amazon now. I mean, if it's selling for $20 in October, I'll spend $1 or $2 to buy something that's going to sell in October. So always check Camecamelcamel. You can look at the research, you can look at the sales rank history, the pricing history, and see how those react to the season that item is for. So always check that. Tip number two, if you have one item, if it's a one-off, send it to Amazon FBA. These items are not going to be making you any money if it is selling. If it's sitting in if you're holding on to it at your house, if it's sitting in a box in your garage, if it's in your closet, if it's just stacked somewhere at home, if it's a one-off, send it to Amazon. Let them store it for you. Yes, there will be maybe a penny or two a month for storage fees, but it's a whole lot better than just waiting for the season to get here and then sending it in. The reason why is because you're missing out on potential buyers right now. Because I sell seasonal items all year round, and I wrote some down. I'll read some to you that I've sold. I sold a 365 kittens a year wall calendar. Yeah, 365 kittens a year wall calendar. There's a different kitten on every single square. I bought it at a thrift store in February, and I sold it in August when there was only 4.5 months left of that year. I sold a Victoria's Secret's limited edition Valentine's Day glam wristlet. I got that in February and sold it in May, a Valentine's Day item. I sold a Nickelodeon Jimmy Neutron Christmas ornament in August. I sold Barney's Halloween Party, bought it in May, sold it in June. I mean, Barney's Halloween Party selling in June. Who would have thought? I mean, but seasonal items sell year-round. So if it's a one-off item, send it to Amazon FBA. Let them store it for you. Don't risk the chance of you forgetting about it, because really, when you put stuff away to send it to Amazon later, a lot of times you forget about it, and then you realize it maybe a month or like a week or so before the holiday, and you're like, oh, I forgot to send it in. I try to send it in to hope and get the sale. No, send it in now to get the sale now. Is it guaranteed that it's going to sell before the holiday season comes around? No. And so you want to make sure that you send it in, because, yeah, you don't want your storage closet to become a black hole. You want to be able to have Amazon storing those items so that it could sell. So that's my tip number two. If it's a one-off, send it in. On the other hand, if you have more than two, then you would what I would suggest you doing is, again, check Camecamelcamel, but maybe just send one in and hold on to the other one, because if you end up not selling both of them, you will come across a 6-month storage fee for that one item. You know, long-term storage fees are coming up. You know, they hit February 16th, August 16th. February 15th and August 15th is when long-term storage fees hit. And so if you have multiple items, they give you long-term storage fees or charge you long-term storage fees for items that you have more than one of at Amazon FBA warehouses. They always exempt you one. So if you've got multiple seasonal items, meaning multiple of the same seasonal items, just send one of them in. And if it sells, then you can send the other one in. And keep doing that until you get past the long-term storage fee, or you get close enough to the actual holiday or season, and then go ahead and send them all in. So that's my third tip. If you have multiples, send just one in and see how it goes. And then send more in later. My tip number 4 is when it's time to price your seasonal item, use Camecamelcamel. I mean, that tip number 1 was use Camecamelcamel to see if it's profitable to even purchase. And tip number 4 is use Camecamelcamel to properly price it, to make sure it's priced competitively. I mean, you can look at Camecamelcamel and see when the prices start to increase for that item, and then choose to price the item at that price so that you can get a profit for that. In fact, I want to show you on my computer a Camecamelcamel graph. So here's a Camecamelcamel graph of a Christmas DVD, and you can see that the prices go up around Christmas time and then go back down, and the prices go up at Christmas time and then go back down, the prices go up, and so on. And so if I was, let's see if you can see my mouse. If I was around this area, if I was over here when I was sourcing it and I thought, it's not worth selling, but if I knew that in a few months the price was going to go up, then I would definitely buy that to resell. So yes, Camecamelcamel is a free website. It's a free resource. All they ask is for a name and your name and your email address, and it's one of the most amazing websites and resources that I use all the time to make the best pricing decisions and best sourcing decisions. And so you can check that out, camelcamelcamel.com, and a lot of sourcing apps have a little button you can push to get the Camecamelcamel information. So that tip number 4 was when you're pricing the items that are out of season, use Camecamelcamel. And so when you're out there, always be thinking ahead of time. Don't always just think of what if this item is going to sell, next week, because it could possibly sell in 4 months, and 5 months, and 6 months, and 8 months. Now, obviously, you want the bulk of your inventory to be fast turning, and you want to be able to bring back an investment, and so you don't want to put too much of your money into seasonal items. You don't want to put too much of your capital into items that are going to take a while to sell. But A, they could sell quickly, and B, if you do put some capital into seasonal items, you want to be sure that that season is coming up soon. So you don't want to put too much, but you definitely want to make sure that you have a balanced inventory where you've got mostly fast turns, but you have some long tail items that give you a higher ROI that are worth waiting for. And so when you're out there sourcing seasonal items, be sure you keep that in mind. I saw someone ask if I use Camecamelcamel more than Keepa, and the answer is yes. I use Camecamelcamel more than Keepa. I like being able to look at the sales rank and pricing history. I only pretty much usually use Keepa when it comes to finding out if Amazon's in stock on something, and try to avoid being a competitor of Amazon. So we use the Camecamelcamel Chrome extension and the Keepa Chrome extension when we're doing online arbitrage, and we love those. So yeah, Camecamelcamel is awesome. And there's sales rank. I know there's sales rank on Keepa too, but I like with Camel that there's one graph for sales rank, one graph for price, and you can kind of keep them separated mentally. With Keepa, having everything on one graph can sometimes be confusing and too much to handle and too much data to think about at one time. And I kind of want to be able to look at different things at different times for different purposes. Sometimes I don't want to see the pricing. Sometimes I don't want to see the... It's just all comes down to personal preference. But I use them both, Camecamelcamel and Keepa, and really enjoy that. So, we use the Chrome browser on our MacBooks, and we use the Keepa Chrome extension and the Camecamelcamel Chrome extension, and it just makes online arbitrage that much faster and easier. So, well, that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, we'd appreciate a little thumbs up. And if you have a comment or a question, hey, we're here to answer your questions. So leave a comment below if you want to talk about more about this topic, or if you have a question to go on a deeper level. Ask below and we'll follow up with that. And if you want to make sure you don't miss out on any Amazon FBA training videos, be sure you click subscribe so you are able to follow us and make sure you get all the videos. And if you're looking for any of the links that were talked about during this video, you can find those in the description. You just look at the description, click on the links, and it will take you to the places you're wanting to go. And if you want to learn more about full-time FBA, come over, check out our website and our blog. We got tons more blogs, articles, videos that help you take your Amazon FBA business to the next level. You can find that at fulltimefba.com. We got freebies for you when you sign up that will help you, and tons of stuff there to help you with your Amazon business. So we look forward to seeing you there. Again, fulltimefba.com. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.